The crisis rocking the Osun State chapter of People's Democratic Party, PDP, got us talking today. Good day, viewers there. You are welcome to Insightful Moment. I am Jared Tiamiyu. We are going to be digging into allegations and counter-allegations in the PDP. The crisis has gotten to another dimension. There is a new state chairman now, in person of Elder Sunday Akonfe Atidade, the former vice chairman in the state. He was asked to take over from Honorable Soji Adagbodo. My guest today is Mr. Adam Olajide Ibrahim, a member of the PDP from Osogbo local government. We are going to be discussing with him in a few moments. Please stay tuned. I'll be right back. Yeah, welcome back from that very short break. My guest once more is Mr. Adam Olajide Ibrahim, a member of People's Democratic Party in Osogbo local government. He belongs to the caucus of Honorable Soji Adagbodo, the chairman that has been asked to step aside. Sir, you are welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Sir, my first question is, what is the situation of things in the PDP today? As we speak today, what is the situation of things?
Well, as far as PDP is concerned, the issue that we're battling with is some people wrote a petition against the chairman of our party. And before we even go to petition in the first place, we should first and foremost probe those who wrote that petition. Did they have the constitutional backing to even write petition in the first place? When someone who does not live in your house, who is not a member of your family, begin to probe or try to probe the head of your family.
Wait, let me get you right. Are you saying that people that wrote petition are not members of the PDP?
Part of those people that wrote that petition, they are some of them that up till today they have not declared to be PDP member. Someone who left the party in 2017 with Otunba Yelo Mishori, who was everywhere with Otunba Mishori throughout the campaign, SDP. And when we now check the petition, we now realize that it's part of the petitioner, and we ask, on what grounds could someone who is not even a member of PDP at all wrote petition against the chairman?
Okay.
So to me, and again, that is for those that are not even part of, that are not even member of our party at all.
Okay, what about those that are members of the party?
Part of those who were said to sign those petitions, who wrote those petitions, have come out to declare, to sue an affidavit in court that he is not part of that petition, that his name was used. And when you now look at this, you realize that the petition does not even exist in the first place. Going by the decision on grant.
Oh, if I may quickly butt in there, are you saying that this matter has actually been taken to court?
No.
Okay, you see at the internal level. The
PDP is a party that believe in internal mechanism. If you understand that the full meaning of PDP is People's Democratic Party, that democratic tendency in our party is what makes us unique, is what makes us different from other parties. So inside that democratic tendency is we must first and foremost exhaust all party mechanism.
Okay. Yes, and let's now talk about, can you bring us up to speed on the developments as we speak now? There is an acting chairman, as Honorable Adagbodo accepted that he's no more the chairman of the party because he has been asked to step down or step aside.
From where it started from,
yes, you
first and foremost agree with me that the person does not even exist in the first place.
The petition
does not even exist in the first place. Okay. Going by the character that was the petition, it's not possible for us to discuss the contents without discussing about container. Okay. The container that carry the content also has a lot to do with that content. So in this case, when you talk about step aside or no step aside, the information we had that has been flying around is that they have asked an able chairman to step aside, paying the position. And then this brought us to another reason to be fair to fear for the motive that might be behind that sudden step aside. Firstly, where we are coming from is when the petition was written,
Okay.
the panel was sent to Osun to come and do fact finding. These are people who has heard posts in this country. Former minister, former senator are among them. And from all indication, they did not come out to tell us they have found the chairman wanting anything. So all of a sudden, the political game setting, and without even anything, there is no any petition anywhere that, as far as we're concerned, has been written again. After that one, they asked the chairman to step aside. And he's stepping aside. To us, we believe there has been a motive behind it.
Okay. Has he actually agreed to step aside? Because there is kind of information that we received that he still claims to be the chairman of the party in the state. Is he the chairman?
He's still the chairman.
So are you telling us that you have two party chairmen in the PDP, Nelson?
I start from there is still a lot of unclear situation about the acting chairman or no acting chairman. Firstly, let us take ourselves back to even how the said acting chairman came on board.
Okay.
There are a lot of people that when you ask the chairman to step aside, you must issue a letter, as we have seen in Lagos State, as we have seen in Ogun State. These states are southwest states. In fact, when the caretaker was sent to Ekiti State a few weeks ago, there are a letter to that effect to back the acting capacity of those people. Then, should we now ask, where is the letter that confirmed you when you are asked, if you are asked to step aside and you ask someone else to fit into that shoe? Once there is a letter to ask you to step aside, there must also be a letter to confirm that person to fit into that shoe also.
Those people are saying the natural law of circumstances says that when the chairman steps aside, the next person, the most senior person, as far as the state working committee is concerned, takes over. And I think that is what actually qualifies Sunday Achidade to take over.
That's what's qualifying, being the first vice chairman of the party. But what we are still saying is, if there is no any sinister motive behind it, by now it doesn't that they ought to have received letter
of appointment
to that effect. So that will make whatever he does in that office legal. That is one. Two is this: some might also come and said he has been presented a letter, and going by that letter, even the letter heading, the content that carries the content of that letter itself, you understand that there is shady deal.
Okay, I think you are referring to a letter by the Hedi Olafeso.
The question we should ask ourselves is: has the Southwest, the zonal head of our party, has ever issued a letter to anybody?
That's a question that your members will ask. Maybe when we feature them during the next episode, I think they will ask all those questions. But before we move on, I would like to ask. There is this allegation that one of the strongest backers of Honorable Adagbodo, Honorable Oluwole, is romancing the people at the All Progressive Congress. There is this thing flying around that maybe he's planning to leave the party and they want to actually isolate him from that. So that it doesn't affect the structure of the party.
Let us get one thing clear. There is difference between Honorable Benjamin Olubusayo Oluwole and Honorable Olasoji Oluwatoke Sadagbodo.
Okay.
They might come from the same local government. They might be the close ally or the closest. Let me put it like that. But that does not mean that one is at the mercy of the reason of the other.
Are you actually trying to say that that allegation against Honorable Wole Oke may be true?
On what ground are those who are making allegation against Wole Oke making it?
That's not a question I can answer anyway.
Those are the questions we need to ask ourselves.
Yes, we will ask them.
On what ground are they saying Honorable Wole Oke? Firstly, let us understand that in Osun State today, Honorable Wole Oke is the highest ranked House of Rep member. And to a large extent, there are posts that when we get to, either we are APC or we are PDP, what comes first is Osun State. At that point, if Honorable Wole Oke should be playing politics of PDP and APC in National Assembly, it means he will have to deny us in Osun State what we ought to have get. So if someone can put the immature politics aside and feel that what we need in Osun State is to get what rightfully belongs to us, will you now call that trying to romance APC? The PDP, when they wanted to talk about the last National Assembly leadership, this ninth Assembly leadership that came on board, what the question we should ask ourselves is: did the PDP have candidates? Who is the PDP candidates? Yeah. In 2015, when we wanted to support Yakubu Dogara, they all agreed. So on this, when they did not agree on anything, everybody is free to choose. Is Honorable Wole Oke the only person? Is he the only person that supported Gbajabiamila Miller from PDP in Osun?
Okay, I would like you to continue that thought line, but before then, please, we would like to go on a very short break. When we come back, we'll discuss if there is any hope for Honorable Soji Adagbodo to take that chairmanship again, and at all these crises connected to 2022 general governorship election in the state. And more so, we have to go back and see what happened in 2014 and 2018. If something of the same nature is actually coming on board by 2022. See then, please stay tuned. You are welcome back from that very short break. My guest once more is Mr. Adam Olajide Ibrahim, a member of People's Democratic Party in the state, and it belongs to the caucus of Honorable Soji Adagbodo, the chairman that was asked to step aside. What we are discussing today is we are digging into the crisis rocking the party in Osun State. The crisis has been in existence for some months now, and it has actually gotten to another dimension. He's saying here that Honorable Soji Adagbodo remains the chairman of the party. But before we'll get back to the other side of the whole thing. The other side, from Honorable from Eda Sunday at that days, we'll get your own side and see what we are going to do. We'll get the other side too from Eda Sunday at that days caucus. We'll see what is going to happen. Their responses to all these comments that Mr. Adam has raised. Mr. Adam, welcome back.
Thank you.
What I want to ask is there any hope for Honorable Soji Adagbodo to still become the chairman of the party again without having another acting chairman?
Going by the merits of the case, if there is no any sinister motive, if it is not about make sure Adagbodo did not come back at all costs, Adagbodo should return as the chairman of the party. Going by the merit of the case, because when you look at the contents of the petition itself, there are 3 grounds on which the petition was written: the malfeasance, the anti-party, and maladministration. The maladministration and malfeasance is almost the same thing. And when you ask this Adagbodo even guilty of the maladministration of anything, then the chairman, we've been having chairman before Adagbodo, and then after we will have another chairman. But you now ask, how again will a chairman act in his capacity than to make sure an ordinary member from ward or unit Alagwa has make sure these people have access to him without going through any leader. If they are the things that some people felt probably he has brought himself to grant for people to have access to, if these are grievances, well, I don't think it's right. The second one is the issue of antipathy. When you talk about someone of antipathy, someone of Alagwa caliber of antipathy, the leader of the party, the chairman of the party, you are leading of antipathy on what grant? At what points did have they substantiate this antipathy allegation? One, Alagwa delivered his units, he delivered his word, he delivered his local government, he delivered his federal constituency in 2018. In 2019 also, he delivered this. He delivered his local government for House of Assembly. Then, when you want to make a claim, out of those people that wrote this petition, 2 of them are also an aspirant for House of Assembly member. In 2018, you asked which of them even won his unit, which of them even won his word. Should we now say they want to hang their own sin on Alagwa, but they want to hang their own inability on Alagwa?
I think
so. We should understand. We should understand that when people want to prove something, it's only because the antipathy of a thing is the stronger allegation in any party constitution. Once you are alleged of antipathy,
yes.
Once you are guilty, the constitutional provision is total explosion. So it is easy for you when you want to get rid of anybody to even allege him of antipathy.
And let's now talk about this crisis. You know, there is no way we can actually isolate one from the other. According to an opinion written by one of the members of the PDP, he said in 2014, which we also witnessed, in 2014 the crisis broke out within the PDP. Prince Olagunsi Oyinlola and former governor and now late Senator Isiaka Adeleke, they both left the party. Then that one depreciated the fortunes of the party in that election. In 2018, it was even a bigger one. At the likes of Honorable Barrister Adejare Bello, Barrister Adejare Bello, the likes of Senator Yola Omisore, Alhaji Fatai Akande Akinbade, all those people, all those political bigwigs, heavyweights, they all left the party, and it also affected the fortunes of the party. Now, the crisis is now brewing, it's now growing. I was so sure that this will not affect the fortunes of the party in 2020 election. Now, can we just say that 2022 election or politics has started?
Like you rightly put that 2014, what happened in 2014? I could remember prior to that 2014 crisis when Alhaji Akimade left the party around 2012, 2013. There was a mini rally held at the then Party Secretariat in Ogoluwa, where late Alhaji Senator Isiaka Adeleke of the blessed memory said that when you have issue in this party, stay right in the party and fight your cause. Don't leave your house for someone else. But unfortunately, when it is time for him to walk the talk, to practice what he preaches, we could not find him doing that. Going to 2018, the crisis that led us to where we found ourselves, because in politics, crisis management of crisis rather, must be our priority. Once we fail to manage the crisis very well, the outcome will be disastrous. That is what we witnessed in 2018. And by my own conviction, by conviction of majority, even by the conviction of the court of law, we won that 2018 election. When you listen to the judgment, both the appeal and the Supreme, they did not base their judgment on the the validity of our case, that whether we win or we did not, what you are punished is the inability of the judiciary.
But some people will say that if you have won the election, you should be ruling the state by now. I didn't mean that you have won the election at the ballots. You wouldn't just be waiting till when you get to court.
That is what I say.
Now the crisis led to you losing the election at the ballots. Are we not working towards that again?
Well, this question is the major fear of many of us.
And are your leaders working towards that? Are they realizing that that's the fear of you members?
I want to believe that any reasonable leader, any leader who knows what he or she is doing, any leader who is truly a leader, not leader by just making money, who know the value or who know the capacity of PDP being in government, who know a lot what we can do better than the present government, would definitely be concerned by now.
Thank you so much. I have my last question, and it is like, okay, if the National Working Committee actually found Honorable Soji Adagbodu wanting of all the allegations, malfeasance, maladministration, and anti-party, and he was asked to leave, and that he becomes the substantial chairman, or you have to go into another congress to have another chairman, what is the hope of your caucus? Are you going to leave the party since you don't have the chairman again? What's the hope of your caucus?
It is not about the hope of a caucus. It's about the hope of PDP generally. Firstly, one of the fear we have about the National Working Committee, about the purported letter, about the old scenario is, would there be fair hearing at all? Because let me give you an insight of why we ask, would there be fair hearing at all? Firstly, as of today, even the elder Achidade that has been put in active capacity as of today, despite the fact that the disciplinary committee has not even seated at all, to either find Adagbodu guilty or not, to even listen to the merit and the merit of the case. A lot of people has been jostling to take up the seats. And when they are jostling to take up the seats, when by the kind of the passive backing they are portraying they have, that should put a lot of fear, a lot of question on will the National Working Committee be fair?
I would like to ask, you said passive backing. Do you see Senator Ademola Adeleke's or Dr. Adeleke's hands in this? Do you see their hand? I mean, the Adeleke family. Do you see their hands in this? Are they behind the removal of Honorable Adagbodu?
To the best of my knowledge, the last time Dr. Adeleke speaks openly, he said he's not a member of our party.
The main Dr. Adeleke?
He said he's not a member of our party.
Okay. What about Senator
And by convention, nobody should be doubting the authentication of Senator Adeleke membership of our party. However, Senator Adeleke has left the country for quite some times now. So we now ask ourselves, who are those acting? Are they all truly acting in the interest of Senator Adeleke?
That's the question I'm asking you. Do you think they are doing that? Do you think they are acting in the interest of Senator Adeleke?
I want to believe, even though it might not be the general people's opinion, I want to believe that Senator Adeleke will not have hand in this.
Okay.
But the event that is playing out did not exonerate him and the family
from it. But you also believe that Dr. Adeleke doesn't have hand in that, right? Do you believe that?
As when we talk about the Adeleke family, it is not possible to talk about the Adeleke family
without
Dr. Adeleke.
Okay.
Of course, by by God's doing is the harrow edge.
Yes.
So, and everything that happens, whether he's aware or not, he's not aware. Once it starts to do with the Adeleke family, believe everything stops on his table.
Okay, you believe everything stops on his table. That will be a final thought today, Mr. Adam Olajide Ibrahim. I must appreciate you sincerely for coming to the show and then for discussing your own side of the whole scenario. We hope that PDP will bring its house together and look at the serious challenge ahead. 2022 governorship election. Till some other time, please stay with us. That was a very beautiful session with Mr. Olajide Ibrahim. He gave us the insights and then what's his own caucus. The caucus of Honorable Soji Adagbodo has in stock. And what they are actually up to, what they want the National Working Committee to do. He actually asked some questions, which I believe that the other caucus that will be speaking to us in the next episode will answer. Especially considering the fact that there are no letters of appointment there is no letter of appointment from the National Working Committee confirming that as the acting chairman. And some other things that he said, I believe we are going to get answer to them. Till some other time when we come your way, I want to appreciate my crew, Mayo Wajayi, Idobamidele, and Said Zakaria. Thank you for the job wonderfully done. Please ensure you stay safe. Have a wonderful time.